Hello everybody and welcome. Ooh, it's time for another SoyBomb Live. I haven't done one of these since yesterday. Holy Dougal. You know what? Poof. We're already here. And you know what? We're going to celebrate. Ace Attorney, Pet Detective here, with a beverage that I haven't had in a long time, actually. I have not had a Stewart's Key Lime Soda in a long time. I haven't had a green soda on stream in a long time. But today is the day. Oh yeah. Nice and easy to open eventually. And we're gonna get some of that cool. Oh, that takes me back to my teenage years. Oh yeah. Yes. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to start an investigation. What does that sound? Alright. Hope everybody is well today, but we're back at the offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. What'd she say? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Things will never be the same. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. But yeah, I seem to be the only one who doesn't know anything about these killings. Where are the killings? Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. You used me, Lana. You used me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with those killings, Ema? My real name? Josephine Dark. No. On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you, yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I better talk to you a bit more. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Ah, that's good. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Yeah. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Can you really? What is it that you're seeing? It's permanent, like a tattoo on the brain. Tell me about after the incident. What happened after the incident? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No. No. I was only asked about when I was attacked. Just want to check something. check. That must be why Lana... Why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. Agreed. Very much agreed. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. He's guilty. He's bad. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. You're right, he wasn't. She became cold, like she is today. Well, tell me about the permanent picture in your brain. What did you see in the instant that that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. That's a problem, isn't it? That is a major concern. That is a major concern. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. Poor Emma. That sad Emma. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. Try harder. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. Find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. Whoop! That's right. She's guilty of poor testimony. And that's about it. Let's see. What bothers you about that crime, me? There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What kind of a name is Emma? But also, what is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Seems like an odd place to go. Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Well, there's no mystery there. Oh. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning, you say? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? That's a long way to run. That's half an hour by vehicle. Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator, are they? Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly! Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. Oh. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me too. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. She didn't have to climb the ranks. She just, like, got thrown into the job. Alright. I'm gonna present you with a big stack. Seems everything is somehow related to this incident. What was it labeled again? The SL9 incident? Yeah, probably. Yes, the name of everyone connected to this trial is listed in here. All that's left is to figure out just what role everyone plays in this case. If we search hard enough, I think we'll find our answers. Not sure I want to know everything. Well, you're gonna find out everything. Don't even go there, sister. This jar is pretty fragile. It looks like it's about to break apart. What do you mean, about to? It's already broken. I meant again. This is somehow related to that other incident. Okay. Well, anyhow, that's well. I want to look at the record just one more time, just to refresh my personal memory. So, perpetrator was Joe Dark. Murder, death. Edward Jones. Edith Kirby. Jeb Bates. Jason Knight. Rachel Moss. Neil Marshall. Okay. I don't know those other people. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth witnesses those two. Executive investigators. Okay, so yeah, well, that's all fine. I hope we see Damon Gant again because I want to do the accent. That's all I want. That's all I really want. I just want to do the accent again. Well, I think I've had enough of this. Let's hit up the detention center. Maybe Lana's in there. Hey, Lana. Lana? Mr. Wright? It seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. I hope you do. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs and non-requirement to be a prosecutor at all? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one. Two years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. Yeah, it couldn't. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul for a Danish. I mean, well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Ms. Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. Handsome, loyal, bearded. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Oh. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Tell me more. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr, aka the Cough-Up Queen. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Yes, it was. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room because there's no such thing as guarding a room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. Wait a minute. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor. What? And smelled blood. Okay, so it was probably Dark, Marshall, and Ema. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Ema who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. Okay, well I got that right. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Ema, carried her out of the room, and just held her. I guess. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. Ooh, Phoenix, also known as me. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. He thinks he's from Texas. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Ema was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon, Gant, and I shared. Hi, Evie. How's it going? Good to see you. Here's a key lime soda to you. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. We'll look at the Chief's office. I'll present a couple things here. Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside court. It's taboo, especially when the interest of both parties are involved. That sounds delicious. I used to drink these as a teenager at a local cafe, and now I have them very, very rarely, so it's nice to get one today. I wasn't even planning to get one today. It was just sitting there on the shelf, beckoning like, come to me. Come to me. Come to me, I'm delicious. How you doing today, Evie? You having a good day? Alright, Lana. Well, alright, fine. I have nothing left to say. We're gonna hit up the Criminal Affairs Department. Objection! Hi, Steph. How's it going? Order in the non-court. I hear you. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. Maybe it's pizza day in the cafeteria. You're right. That's great. How's it going? I'm good. And you know why? Key lime soda, baby. Key lime soda. Mmm. That's a nostalgic soda right there. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Okay. Well, we can hang out front. Did someone murder Gumshoe now? No. Howdy, Bambina. But we do know that Lana forged evidence. And that, Emo witnessed a murder. Supposedly, sort of. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? Why isn't that guy in jail? I thought he dressed up and killed someone in a locker room. That is kind of weird. He did stab somebody and pretend to be somebody. I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Isn't that knife evidence too? That should be put away in the evidence room. Say, where are you headed? Oh, that's not it. Hey, say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If there was ever a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. If we pushed a little harder, a little lower, we could get rid of him quick. Oh. Now see, you're advocating for murder, and then you would be on trial, and you'd probably be found potentially guilty. No, no, no. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. You'll be released the next day, obviously. Well, I guess. But maybe you'll have to go for interrogation, and they'll shine a big spotlight on you, and they'll take away your steak lunch. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. You don't take away knives or cigarettes, your steak is safe. Are you looking forward to the steak? What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us. Steak or pizza? How do you feel about steak pizza? Either a pizza with steak on it, or a pizza where the crust is actually just a big steak. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. Okay, well, tell me more about yourself. Or your brother. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. With a garlic butter sauce? Oh, baby. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. The day the SL9 incident took place. That wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. So, we've had two incidents, both on days of evidence transferal. Does that seem unusual to anybody? It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. That's interesting. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Let's ask the chat, shall we? Well, the chat is very, very quiet aside from you today, Steph. So, yeah. I don't know what to tell you, but you know what? That just gives me more opportunities to read what's on the screen, eh? Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Ms. Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him, too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. Steak. It should be pronounced Stiak, but, you know, English. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. I'll say it. Investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Skye. They were probably having an affair. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Oh, well, thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. I'm trying to be smooth. You know, suave? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She has never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Got some Joy-Con grips. Grip those Joy-Cons, baby! Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth ain't my enemy. Oh, wow, you actually used good grammar there, Marshall. I'm not going with it. I'm sticking with ain't. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. Hey, Mats, how's it going? What's the word? That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Oh, too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. The word of the day is steak. Can you help me? Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. So I cuffed the lout, right? Then you know what he says? What are you, a moron? I'm an undercover agent. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was just listening to how his friend messed up. They make a good pair. Alright, anyway. You ready? You ready? Just got back home and spent the day doing stuff that your wife wanted to do for a while. Ah, very nice. Getting your good graces in. There you go. Get that lovely music. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's gonna do something naughty. I don't think there's anything that I really need to do here. I know, we should check the underground parking lot. See if there's anything here. Wait! I know who's gonna be here. No one's here today, not even Mr. Aww. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. Instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. No. I don't feel like there's anything new that I like need to examine here. I don't think so. Although, I could go to the High Prosecutor's office. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. Step. You be nice to Ema. She's a traumatized young lady. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Well, I guess we're gonna have to come back later. Alrighty. Well. Am I able to go to the... Okay. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Yay! Oh, thanks. Oh, darn, that was the wrong chief. Oh, darn. Oh, well, he's also Swedish. Swedish. He's Nordic. Oh, well, I got to do it anyway. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did, and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word for those. Alright. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. That's not Russian. No way. That's totally... It's Swedish... Danish, Finnish, Norwegian, but not Russian. Well, we are police officers, but let's go in anyway. I see what you're up to. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Good music, man. I want to hear what this guy says this time. He's always comical. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. That's it! The villain used a time machine! Very clever indeed. That would explain the alibi. The future might not be so far away after all. He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel. Alright, let's check out the chief's office where we've never been before, but what? I didn't expect that. Why does the chief's office have a giant organ in it? Whoa, where am I? Where's Mr. Gum on his shoe? I don't know where he went. He's off buying a steak lunch. In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Really? They used to call me Little Miss Bach. Did they now? I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Even I know where C is. Hmm? Oh, it's you two. Sure you did. You didn't just call her that. What? That is not an accident. You did that on purpose. Chief Gant! So, Wright, have you been swimming lately? You miswrote her name on purpose. I know that. That's not her name. No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? I think you would. I find you guilty. Wish you had time to go swimming. Well, maybe after the stream. 2 years have passed since that incident. How time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. We took it to commemorate our work together. It's definitely warm enough to swim here. Yours is probably like a frozen lake. Okay, so we got a photo. I should probably, you know what? I'm actually gonna look at well, I'll look at the photo later, I guess. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. Yeah, Mats, that's definitely hot enough to swim. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. Hello, DK. Hi, DK, how's it going? All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. I think he's guilty. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief can't deny our request to search the crime scene. Well, you should, DK. That's what all the wonderful countries use. We use Celsius. Ooh, dear, Mats. If you have a pool, it's probably, like, boiling at that point. Probably put a lobster in it. I know last week there was a day where it felt like 41 here. And it did. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside. Well, I don't know. Where do I? You know, let's talk to Lana. Lana, you got anything new? No. Bye, Lana. You live way from the coast. I see. Well, I could get an imported lobster. You know, like a tourist lobster. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? They're expansive. Okay. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Geez, how the night have fallen. Poor Gumshoe is a coffee runner. You live in South USA. The kitten came to visit today. Hi, Mora. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Fish, fish everywhere. You could be a trout scout. Yikes. Well, I better talk to this guy. Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? I think it would be cool to play, I know there's at least one game that has Miles Edgeworth as the main character and you play as him. Seafood is huge here. The lobsters are like 75 pounds per claw. In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work! This game does exist, but yeah. I love that. The Edgeworth games are good, but only one got localized? What is the one that got localized for? Is it DS? If so, there are ways. Yeah, okay. There are ways. It's okay. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Tell me more about the incident. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Stark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. But first, Dark's crimes. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. He used to sell propane and he was thinking about going into propane accessories. Businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. And he liked it. With his car? So, it was an accident. An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal! An animal? Yeah! He killed a man that witnessed the accident. He killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too! Then, oh gosh. I'm not even, like, pressing anything there. Anyway, so basically he killed a bunch of people, okay. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. Ema. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the knife! Where's that knife? Oh, whoops. I meant to present that, not to play around with it. About this. Hey, is that... It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. Making popcorn! And she's gonna put butter on it. And maybe a little nice, white cheddar seasoning. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? I was playing with it. Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. You showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Now, there were moments of gold, and there were flashes of light. Healthy popcorn? No way. Live dangerously. What is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. What's this? That's the ID card record, isn't it? Yes, there's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20 p.m. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Cheddar popcorn is dangerous? Who knew? Well, you just said it was popcorn. You didn't say it was cheddar popcorn. Now it's all good. Someone with an executive officer number. 777777777. Smart Pop. You didn't buy Jiffy Pop? No, it's okay. It's 17 too many, Detective. What else we got here? Oh, what's this? Let me share a little advice with you. Is it? Oh, okay. So that's not it. Oh, a lost item report, huh? You know I eat nothing exciting. Are you kidding me? Sometimes you eat more exciting things than I do. Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat. Well, I'm a master of misplacement, you know. Master? But it's such a cool ring to it. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. Wow, a higher power? What else? Stabbing. Okay, well, that's fine. So I'm gonna share like a whole bunch of stuff with this guy, and if he doesn't care about it, then I won't worry about it. No locker can be opened without a fingerprint match. Besides, there's no reason for the murderer to touch his own locker. And wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it, Detective? Shh. If they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? Well, since you're a nice dude, you brought a new viewer. Well, thank you, Mats. Who would it be? Who could it be? If that happens, I think you'll do better pleading with Edgeworth. Well, hello there. Let's see who we have here. Fabla Ignister. I'm probably saying that wrong. But welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, that's your wife. The Lady Fabla. I like that. That's a cool name. I'm gonna change my name to that. I want that name. Or was it oh, that's an I. Oh, it was an. I thought it was an L. I can't read. That's an L. Fabia. That's cool too. I'm gonna take that. If nobody believes me to be Fabio, I guess I could become Fabia. Anyway, what's this? About that jar. I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. Oh dear. How's it going, Fabia? Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Where could I have seen that before? I can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. You're doing good, just killing some time before dinner? Ooh, what's cooking? Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? He doesn't even know. Maybe he didn't notice that. Oh, now he's going to jail. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. Presentation, that is. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah. It was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. What's this? Okay, doesn't care about that. Is there anything else I could share with this guy that maybe he might... I'm just gonna... That's the photo that Ms. Starr took. Fish, rice, and salad. Boy, he wasn't wrong about the fish thing. Sounds tasty. Save an extra seat for me. Anything you can tell us about it? That Ms. Starr is quite the lady. Why, I remember it was winter. I was 16. Oh, where is this going? Does Gumshoe even have a salary at this point? Hey, he got a $20 raise. We saw that, so it's at least solving the murder. Potato. Potato. Fish is a big part of our city culture. Okay, cool. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. 16, that's how old I am now. I'm just going through. Just presenting to evidence. And if he doesn't have anything to say, then it's fine. I don't mind. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. You live near a big river, but I assume you don't go and do your own fishing. Or maybe you do. Maybe you go and you... Did I eat dinner tonight? Did I? What the heck did I have for dinner? Oh, I didn't have a lot. I had a big lunch, so I didn't have a big dinner. I'm like, did I have dinner? Did I? It wasn't notable, I guess. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. I'll probably eat something else tonight. I don't know what. I had 2, like, big sandwiches at lunch, and it's like, okay. I probably won't need a big dinner after this. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Okay, so that doesn't help me. I think that that's, like, it. Do you have anything else to say? Oh, murder weapon. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too. You got whole wheat honey bagels? Honey bagels? What? Oh, by the way. I know what maybe I should just sit here and do. I'll be right back. The water near the city is polluted, so don't do that. There. I'm just gonna hang out with my cheese buns here. We're just gonna hang out, my buddies and I. Okay. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. It is Monday. And you know what Monday means? Cheese bun day. Well, I don't always buy cheese buns, but I did this week. And I want to smell them. I can't smell them that well because they're in plastic, but my gosh. Talk about a cheese bun right there. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Oh, cheese buns. Oh, cheese buns for me. Okay. Wait, are these cheese buns or cheese bagels? Because they have a hole in them. No, they're buns. Oh, there's 8 of them. Yeah, that's good. Anyway. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. You're drinking a Monster French Vanilla Triple Shot Coffee. That sounds good, although... Apparently, I've been told... I don't know where I get this information from, but I've been told I shouldn't have coffee after 3. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's right. In an Arby's sandwich. Share some of that? I would if you were here. I'd be like, here, have a bun. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it. Inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. You wish every day could be Sunday? I am the keeper of cheese buns that make your fingers extra greasy, and then you just lick your fingers and you have a good time and you roll around on the floor and you're excited and you're living a euphoric lifestyle. Did it match Stark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Okay. Finger licking good. You got that right. I'd have one right now, but then I would like pick up my controller and it would slip out of my hands, fly into the TV, make a giant crack, and then I'd have to buy a new TV. I like cheese buns, but it's not worth buying a new TV over. Oh, I wouldn't mind a smarter TV. Okay. So I got the knife. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around, if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. And I just happen to have one. What, really? That seems like a poor security system, but okay. But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. Hey, Gant, could you lend me $100? Sorry, he only gives out 50s. But if you ask twice, you'll get 100. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. While you're at it, give... how about we all get $100? Who wants $100? In other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. I think I know what would change his mind, but I don't have it. Well, I'm going to present the handprint. But... oh, darn. I feel like I know exactly how to get him to open up the, open up the door. But I have to go and get something. Would you pardon me a moment? Oh, no, it's not what I was hoping for. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! Oh, I was hoping to get him a steak lunch and that would convince him. We would have money if you weren't unlucky and spent over 30 bucks getting you that shark plushie. Hey, I spent more than that getting this plushie, but I have no regrets. And how much did I spend on cheese buns? Oh, well, don't look at that. What? What are you doing here? Tough day in court, huh? Huh. I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Well, you kind of do. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility is the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Well, you're hard on yourself, man. But I hear you. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Oh yeah? Well, you're getting on my nerves being a jerk prosecutor. Oh dear. Pretty soon you're gonna spend so much money on shark memorabilia, you're gonna have to go and visit a loan shark. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seems strange about it. I'm gonna look at the picture again, because I have not really looked at the picture up close. Aha! Do you notice that there's an urn in the background that may be similar to the jar that fell? Also, there's a suit of armor ready to stab Lana. And... yeah. Wait a minute! Hold up. There's something else wrong with this picture. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Notice, okay, so the trophy here is a shield with a K. Alright. That's fine. Cool. But in the photo, it also has a sword that goes with it. Where did that sword go? That's a question I'd like to know. Alright. Anyhow. You know who did it? It was the chef with the candlestick in the closet. Steph, get a clue. Day of the crime. Did you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. We were told in part 1 that it had been broken, but I know that the shield was broken, but I didn't know that there was a sword on it. Now I know. Why? We don't know. Because you were awarded this! Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. What a sly face. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. Who broke it? You finished up at the office? Steph didn't care about that trophy until today. Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. Suddenly she feels for the trophy. There are people, and you know what? I've been guilty of this. for feeling for inanimate objects. Anyway, I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. That trophy is your... How many spirit animals do you have? The trophy is your spirit animal. I think a pizza slice has been your spirit animal. Tifa was your spirit animal. An iced cappuccino has been your spirit animal. How many spirit animals do you have? Anyway. Shiny, cool, and coveted by many. Boy, I'd like to covet that trophy. Hey, wipe your drool. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna start presenting some things. Let's start with this. Alright, please, on the prosecutor in this case. Mr. Wright. Mr. Okay. He's mad. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. I'm with Matzo. You gotta find a cheaper spirit animal. Like cheese buns. Cheese buns are my spirit animal, and it's not $30. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding, it's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Who murdered Steph? So I missed it within the first 3 seconds. Rambling about spirit animals. Well, good. Case closed. I'm going to prison, getting 3 square meals a day. Checking out their fine library. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. Steph, she's trying to pull you over to the dark side there. I say you stay with me on this one and be fiscally responsible. There's a story behind its design. A story? Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Oh, really? I kind of like his mad face, so I made him do it. Oh yeah? Well, we menfolk gotta stick together. Urgh. Let's go talk sports and have a brewski in the den. Urgh. Okay, I'm gonna keep throwing evidence at him, but I guess this. No. Yeah. Let's talk about sports. Yeah. Who do you think's gonna be the best linebacker this year? Have some cheese buns. Let's have some cheese buns in the den and watch some football. And then we'll sit around and scratch ourselves and light up a cigar. Yeah, look at me. Yes, I went into the evidence room on the day of the crime. Yes. Chief Gant asked me to do something. Take evidence from a case solved 6 months ago back to the prosecutor's office. I have a locker in there as well. Did you notice anything amiss when you were in the evidence room? Can't scratch yourself with greasy fingers, it'll stain your pants. I thought that said your parts, both of which could be true. Well then, you know what? I'll I'll wipe my hands on the curtains and then scratch myself. Yeah. Like a real man. And then I'll wrestle a bear with my bare hands. That room's always dark and I was in a hurry. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. He's gonna be mad at me. Could stain those as well. Oh yeah, I can't present too much with this, yeah. Tell me about this. Come now, Wright. You can't seriously expect me to just sit down and chat with you about the case over a cup of tea. But this isn't related to the case, remember? You said so yourself. Real men use... No, real men use the curtains. They just wipe their hands on it, or they use the cat or something. And buy lonely wives sharks and shower them with love and attention and cheese buns or fish and rice. Someone's not a man here. Goodness. No, we wear beer hats and scratch ourselves with cheese buns and watch baseball and oh gosh, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna look it up on Google. Common stereotypes of men. Tell me more. What else do we do? That didn't tell me anything. All right. Well, are you sure, Steph? You don't watch me like a hawk. So I did. Chief Gant gave this to you that day, didn't he? He asked you to bring it here from the police department. Chief is a very competent man. Sometimes he does things that don't make any sense. What else do men do? Says the man. Oh, where is that? Where's that ban button? Whoa! Apparently, on one of my videos here, somebody named Anna Let's Get Acquainted commented. What video could that possibly be? And she made like a note. Dandy. Oh. She timestamped it 16 seconds in and said dandy. Who is Anna? Who is Anna? That's getting acquainted. Okay. You've had those bots? That was my Ninja Turtles stream video. Yeah, but why would 16 seconds into my stream be dandy? It's a bot. What? Pretend to be pretty women? Aw, man. And I was gonna get acquainted. Yeah. At least it's better than being incompetent and doing things that don't make sense. Yeah, okay, let's get back to I gotta get back to this. It seems everything in this case is designed to cast doubt on me. Hey, don't look at me. Oh wait, I already did. Okay, alright. Anything new to talk about? King of Prosecutors trophy. Instant letdown. Ugh, I tell you. I don't know. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. Ooh, okay. Forget Battle of the Genders. It's time to hear about an ancient Chinese tale. Let's hear. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Ima's sake. Very well. Nobody calls me... No, fine. Ladies call me Dandy. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Objection! Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed out this thing, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? I'll have to ask Chief Gant. Probably will. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Probably poked himself in the eye with it. Oh, dang it, my eye! Alright. So that's that. Well, I think it's time to leave now. And we're back in the parking lot. Come on, Cough Up Queen. Come on, Cough Up Queen. Okay, her name's Ema. Easy there, tiger. Down, girl. Excuse me. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Actually, I might. Miss Star! You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kinda like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. What the heck did you just say? Oh, mercy. You just... okay. Well, it's true. Somebody had to do that. Yep. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. My word. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? I remember that one. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Beep! Beep, beep, Nick's a sheep. Beep, beep, Nick's a sheep. How's it going? Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Well, I better talk to you about... Oh, I want to talk to you about roast beef, but I guess not. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Oh, you're welcome, Nick. Y'all. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. Her. My sister. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Steph. Now that was not an autocorrect. Bad. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Now, I saw it. It's too late. It's already been seen. It's still on my phone here. I still see it. There, and then it got retracted. Oh, I should have screen. Well, you know what? It'll still pop up in the stream after, because it did pop up on my screen there. So you will be proven guilty. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. I'm with Mats on this one. Fabia, please. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? How so? Well, tell me more about the legendary duo before I find out other stuff. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. Mats, you stick with me. We'll have cheese buns, and I won't ask you to buy any sharks. How's that? There we go. They solved all kinds of cases together. Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. Back then... Everyone looked up to Lana. I'm gonna leave the chat thing. I'm gonna try and focus on this because we have a case to solve. There was a murder, and you're too busy gushing over each other's shark preferences. Nuh-uh. I gotta solve a mystery here. I am Phoenix Wright, ace soy attorney. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. You didn't know there was a murder? You know what? We actually examined the murder scene like 2 weeks ago. It's been that long. Yeah, let's solve the crime. Mats knows where it's at. We gotta focus here. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. I find it interesting that we had to specify who Jake was, again. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why'd she have to turn so cold after that? Tell me about being used. You used me! Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office. The office? The trunk has been sitting with blood long enough, and the one dude who stabbed the other guy got to go get a steak. No, he said he wasn't going to get a steak lunch. So he got no steak lunch. So we go into the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, this position as chief was secured. Nah, he's at the Outback Steakhouse, or as I sometimes call it, the Outhouse Steakback. There was only... there was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. Shaving his face with his steak knife and then cutting his meat. Very unsanitary. True. Well, hey, we don't know that he uses that knife for cutting meat. We haven't seen him do that yet. We haven't seen him eat anything. All he does is shave his face, like, every minute. We don't know. But how can he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. He drinks and his Adam's apple flaps in the wind. Ew, that's kind of weird to think about. So I'm going to stop doing that. Thank you, Ms. Star. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Alright, well, let's present some things. How about the autopsy report? I don't have anything else to tell you. The only thing I can give you right now is a poppy seed rice set. Talk about cheap. Eat this and maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow. Oh. I'm trying to find something that she'll talk about. How about this stack here? Nothing? Really? Nothing? Interesting. But hey, I'm picking up all the different poppy seed rice sets. She's selling food in a parking garage next to a crime scene. Of course. Well, people still park there, I think. At least, I think. Oh man, she's not really into dealing with the evidence here. How about this jar? No? Nothing? Nothing? You got nothing to tell me? She's got nothing to tell me whatsoever. Unless I show her just the right piece of evidence. What, this one? Nope, nope. You got nothing to tell me, Star. You not? Okay. What about this? No, you got nothing? She keeps trying to shove food down your throat. You're better off looking elsewhere. Must look away, but can't. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine, forget it. I'm not gonna show you anything. Fine. Then let's go somewhere else. Let's check the detention center. We'll talk to Lana. Maybe she has something new to tell me. No, maybe not. No. She doesn't even like looking at evidence, period. Wait, hold on a second. What? Wow, she won't even look at a picture of herself. Hey there, wizards! How's it going? I'm just hanging out playing some Ace Attorney. Me and my buddy, the pack of cheese buttons here. I'm hyped. I might have one after the stream. Alright, fine, forget it. Fine, I'm not talking to you anymore. Oh, you're back! You're still here? I've got to make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. What? You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. DJ Gumshoe in his house? At a bar with some friends after doing some off-road biking? I didn't think you were old enough to get in a bar, but hey, what do you know? I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Acid indigestion. Hey, Bubba, how's it going? Bubba. By biking, you mean literally just biking. You thought Wizard was 12. Yeah. That's still a little young to bar hopping, but whatever. Okay. So I need something else. I need something else. Should be doing homework, but you're not. Get your homework done. I need something from you. You know what? I'll go back to the loft so and talk. That's bad, but you know what? I'm not even getting into that. So you were out drinking at age 15. Oh, now we know. Pepsi. Okay, I gotta figure out what to do. I have to figure this out. Like, I need something to get Gumshoe to agree to let me in. And she won't give me a steak dinner. Oh gosh, Siren's here. Police are coming for me. They're after the cheese buns. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if you hadn't guarded it so well. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. You get the awards? I got an award for diligence, I did. Congratulations. Say, this design's based on an old Chinese parable, isn't it? Right? Oh, yeah. Everyone knows that. There was this, dragon. Yeah, that's it. A dragon. He had a thing for shields, see? It's not exactly the version we heard. No, but this one sounds more exciting. Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that. I'll spare you the details. That didn't let me in. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car. So how do I get in? I just want to like figure out like what can I do to get in? Detective, here's my attorney's badge. Show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. What am I gonna use to get in? Well. I'm not sure what I'm going to use to get in. But I need to figure out something. Perhaps Edgeworth can help me. Oh, wait, I didn't look at this. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. 100-word essay. That's like a 4-pager. Should be okay. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation. Oh. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. The path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. I can use that for something. I can use that. In fact, why don't we just hit up the police department? You can throw something together in an hour and still get an A on it. Nice. You're a solid A student. Okay, I'm gonna present you with the coveted this. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. Ah, Bubba, you. There's always time for Soy tries to solve a murder. Oh, yeah, great. There you go. I was trying to, okay. But we betrayed him. Detectives. That's it. I made up my mind. But here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook without another lost item report. Look at me. There's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Alright. And I guess... Anything else to say? Nope. Well, if you're happy, I guess we're going to the chief's office. To the chief's office! Got your supper in front of me, you'll watch Soy, talk to y'all, eat your food, and work on the paper later. Even though it's due tonight. You may want to at least have some rough notes. Scribble some notes out while you eat. So let's take a look. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Well, we're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! What? What was that? Mr. Gant, where's my 50? No. A++. I think that sounds good. Popeye's chicken. I've never had that. I've had KFC, and I've had Mary Brown's because Steph, like, peer pressured me into it. But I've never had Popeyes. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable. Interesting. Hey, don't do that to my card. Yes. Yes, Fabia, that's exactly how it goes. Hardly ever get a chance to come in here. Is there Popeyes in the Great? Yes, we do have Popeyes. We have a Popeyes in our city for sure. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. We just got a quesada. I didn't expect us to get that, but we got a quesada now. And it's like tucked away in the middle. Besides, we're all in this together. Now, you really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. Alright, let's examine this room. Now, I recognize this. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons. Sure is, pal. spicy chicken. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. You know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? Yeah. That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Comes out, you guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Alright, what else is there? There's a phone. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk! Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you too? Chief Gant! Put that paper he was reading in his desk. Maybe we should check it out. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? The only Popeyes is a kindergarten. Okay. Check the organ. Aha! So. Now we know where to look. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... Oh, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. To drive an hour to round trip to get chicken? Wow. You're definitely a chicken enthusiast. Yes, I know, Amora. You ate everything in your dish. I'll give you some food soon. The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. You know what you like and you go for it. And you can drive 4 hours for chicken then, if you want. I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It appears so. Oh, okay. What else we got here? Yeah, safe. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Soy, it's called I'm a nerd. No. You're a chicken enthusiast. Oh, okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. But I don't know what the code is. A 7-digit... You already are a chicken nerd. A 7-digit number? I think I know what it is. I have a hunch. It's... I have a better idea. I have a better idea. How about that? How about that? Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 77777777. The final ID card on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean... Yeah. That ID number? Oh, yeah. Bubba's trying to pick up some extra points. I see how it is. Like you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Why don't we examine... What's inside? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. Oh, I've seen this before. There's something else in here, too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. It has a handprint on it. Yeah. Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from a cup. Well, I know where the shard comes from. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Well, I can do something with it. Come on, there's gotta be something we can show to the detective. Well, I'll tell you one thing I can do. How about I present this? Detective Gumshoe, did you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Oh, those were the days. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards has an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Oh, man. Well, you're having fish, so there you go. That's a change of pace. Let's see if it fits. Let's assemble the fragments. I'll take a crack at this. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. Let's see. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. How so? Oh! There's a reddish line on it. Reddish line. It's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Unstable jar is now slightly more stable jar. And the other thing, it would be this. Can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Okay, I've already heard all this. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, I thought that would be... Wait, what? If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information. So that's why I have to get it all out of my system now. You understand, don't you? Don't be so negative, detective. We do want you to share your information, though. Is a subscription coming? Oh, baby! Who am I fooling? I never had anything useful to share to begin with. Arg, got to stay positive. I could have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. Hey, you want to take some fingerprints? It's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. That sounds good. Yes, hit the notification bell, like and subscribe. And thank you for the like, Steph. Appreciated. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Are you ready for some serious dusting? Sprinkle the powder. By the way, while I'm powdering this, just a reminder, I actually have a video premiere happening on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why don't they leave the office? Because they still have to, you know, look for evidence. I've only looked at like 1/3 of the office too. I didn't even look at the organ. I'm gonna powder everything. Oh. I gave it my best shot. What kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Let's try a different figure then, okay. How about this one? This one's pretty promising. I'm gonna dust everything and be thorough about it. Dust. I'm gonna do this side as well. Gotta make sure it's a nice thorough dusting. Dust. That should be good. I'll give it my best shot. Let's try a different finger then. How about this middle finger here? Just gonna focus on this part here. Oh, this one's pretty good though. That's a pretty good print. Okay, and I'm gonna guess. Oh, but it's not him. Okay, it's not him. You need your 50 bucks. No? What? Why is it her fingerprint? Wait a minute, something's not right here. No. What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Just in case you need a napkin to blow your nose in or something. Or wipe your cheese bun prints off. Okay. Let's examine something else, shall we? How about this big organ? The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the criminal affairs department. Huh. Wow. When a detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. Second best boy. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. Aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. So, anything else of note, like a window? Well, there's a window. You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here, at first the chief wanted to use stained glass for this window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh. Alright, so we got that. Nothing going on with the vases. I thought I looked at the desk already. Wow, look at the size of his desk. Found this inside the drawer. We'll talk to Edgeworth in a bit. But anyway, let's slide over here and see what's going on. Why, there's another window. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. I did look at the armor. It was armor. As long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. What else? There's a picture. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Okay. Tell me about the desk. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy, probably because she doesn't work there. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? Does he? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Alright, and there's a photo. This was taken on that day, 2 years ago. Well, we know that. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? I'm thinking that's all I need to do in here. Unless there's something else of note, but I'm doubting it. Wait. This mark looks like some kind of flower. Word is, it's designed after the insignia on the prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor's badge? Yeah, like the one hanging from your collar. What? Yeah, badges too. The design's supposed to portray the severity of the punishment system. Now, as you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful. Mr. Edgeworth never wears a badge. That's because he's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit. Truth. So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges. I guess everyone just kind of lets it slide. Okay. Anything else before I go? I'm just gonna make one quick scan of the area. Just double make sure. I think we have everything from there. The walls are gaudy. Alright. Oh, I should talk to him too. That desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? You know who did it? Mrs. Peacock did it with the candlestick in the ballroom. Once again. Bubba, get a clue. Hey. No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk. No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Oh, they have a cleaning lady. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant? I don't know. Do you think he's guilty? What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. That's what we need. Now, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Eek! It's Chief Gant. Uh-oh. We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir. Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir. Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way to then. Wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. Don't be twigging. Then there will be no surprises left for you, escaper. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. But Mr. Wright. Uh-oh. Look, pal. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Thank you, Fabia. I appreciate that. Why is she kept eerily silent about it all? Anyway, you listen to me. I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. Well, after that, I heard from Ema. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see. So the chief asked Ema to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. If you spoil it, then I will not allow you to come back for the rest of the attorney streams. No spoilage. I demand no spoilers, but I trust Escape Route. He won't do that. He wouldn't do that. No way. No way. Yeah. That's not the Escape Route way, of course. Lips are sealed. I don't want any spoilers on me. No way. That was a good soda. Seems Edgeworth was right. Alright, take care, Mats. We're gonna hit up the trial on Friday, I believe. Edgeworth, once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Well, let's talk, shall we? I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. Crazy twist? Okay. Then I guess you hate not knowing? Then you'll have to come back on Friday for a crazy twist. That means if you have any other plans, you have to break them. If you have to break a chicken dinner, you break that chicken dinner to be here. Snap it in half, like a twiglet. You insisted you did it, that there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. Is it just me, or does Phoenix Wright have a lot more self-confidence in this particular case? Has he matured since the previous case? Maybe it's just me. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? Why, it's Meekins, of course. No, it's Dick. I should say it's herself. Well, Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? Wow. Got to watch the replay? Okay. Thank you very much for stopping by, Bubba. I do appreciate that. He was ballsy before, but he's like really, I don't know, he's got some guts, this one. This case has a little more guts. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. But you're not leaving yet. Oh, okay. Oh, it's because you're terribly lost. That's okay. Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. He's always had that streak, and I hope he keeps it going, because I like when he has that confidence. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant. Friday. Well, you've got 4 days, I guess. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Well, for starters, this. You want proof of the Chief's wrongdoings? Here it is. That evidence proves someone is doing something wrong, all right. But it's not the Chief. Who would that be? Why, you, of course. Me? Yes. You seriously believe what you're saying, don't you? Now that's scary. You seem to have the makings of a criminal in you, what with all your fallacious accusations. Care to spend tonight in the cell next to mine? Oh dear. Perhaps I should present something a little better. Maybe that evidence list. Oh, darn it! No, I didn't. Okay, good, good. I didn't want to present that. I want to present, this. This. I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. And possibly Steph, we're not sure. We'll have to check her safe later. Got a hot date? Oh. Oh, dear. I got a hot date. Well, maybe not a hot date. Just a regular date. Okay, maybe not a date. Maybe it's just something I can't get out of. Dinner alone. Reading the Sears catalog. Okay. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. Ha! Perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. What? So you took out one knife and stabbed him with another. Okay. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yeah, yeah. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Hello, Philly. I'm just gonna clink you with my almost empty bottle, but it'll do. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? Tell me about the knife. It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. Hello, you the man. You know what? You the man. for stopping by. Thank you. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. Has the gangster mouse been spotted yet? Not yet, but we'll see. So you hid Dark's knife, the weapon used to stab the detective, and was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have had a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. Ah, yes, I remember that. He had already stolen the ID card. But it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Oh, you better know I'm gonna do it anyway. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? Oh, well, would you look at that? To be continued. You think you're on the right track? I think Philly did it. So, when we come back to this game on Friday, we have the final day of the trial, and hopefully we can, solve this mystery or at least get closer. I want to get at least one step closer. I am looking forward to Friday. And I hope you're looking to looking forward to Friday. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. So, thank you very much for watching. Just a quick reminder, I do stream throughout the week. And there's a video premiere coming up this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the first video of Shmuptember. Looking forward to that. Time to do homework. And it's time for everybody else to have a good night. That includes you. You have a good night. You right there. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Do it. Are you doing it? Are you doing? I wonder if they're doing it. Are they having a good night? I don't know.